Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about 1099s and 1099 reporting. And what I wanted to mention on my side of it is the 1099 reporting for some employees. And it is very important, and I've had clients in the past that have had some of their employees receive their a portion of payments, especially if it was a salesperson, they received some commission as a 1099. So that's a separate employment question altogether, but today we'll just tackle the 1099 side. So whether it's going to be an independent contractor or a business-to-business transaction, or in a case of, let's say, a true independent contractor salesperson, it's very important that those 1099s be issued, that all that information be compiled and gathered together, and that you have that W-9 filled out. Where we see this come up as well is throughout the year during settlements. A lot of the times, if our clients are in the middle of a litigation or a lawsuit, and a certain amount of money is paid out, that money that's paid should be reported on a specific 1099 form as well. And there are various types of 1099 forms. And I will now give this over to Jane, just to let us know a little bit more about the 1099 forms and to prepare for the end of the year.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Irene. Yes, 1099 is one of the most discussed topics between clients, between other accountants, and actually the code is up to interpretation in some of the ways, and every one of us kind of takes a different approach. But in general, if we read the code, right, everybody could agree that it's only trade or business reporting. So only the payments that are made in the course of trade or business are reported, and nonprofit organizations are supposed to prepare 1099s too. If we look at the actual form, and I'm actually going to refer to it a lot, so the 1099 miscellaneous. So if you have paid more than $10 in royalties, you will report it. And for everything else, the threshold is $600 or more. So rent is you have to report prizes and awards, the income payments, which is box 3. There's also like a specific box for fishing boat proceeds, which probably isn't going to be applicable for most, but you know what, sometimes things come up, and medical and health care payments, insurance proceeds, and as Irene mentioned, proceeds paid to an attorney, it actually comes a lot as exceptions. So if you're making payments to a corporation, you typically don't have to report. So for example, if I am a business and I have worked with an accountant who's an S corporation or a corporation, I actually don't have to issue a 1099. However, I am supposed to request a W-9 for which that entity or an individual is stating that they are an S corporation or a C corporation. Then you don't have to file, but you always have to have proof. However, if this is attorney fees, right, if it's gross proceeds paid to an attorney, even though it's a corporation, you're going to still have to report. So also we have some specific, I guess, for attorneys, it's more, and we could go more into it maybe at another time, but there's a lot of different sort of differentiations for attorneys and which line where it goes. But the idea is that all of it has to be reported. So some of the exceptions are, again, like I said, any corporation payments. If you pay your employees some travel allowances, you actually don't report it on a 1099. It's one of the most questions, I guess, I'm getting. So how do we determine that? So we do have to keep the books in the sense that, well, if I'm reimbursing them for travel, it has to go in a different bucket, right? You're not going to give them a 1099 for it. You're technically supposed to report it on a W-2. If there's also wages, some people say, don't I give them a 1099? No, it's a separate reporting. We can't mix and match. And we also don't want to give them more on the form to file, because when they go to file taxes, they're going to be overpaying it, right? So you don't want to include any of that. And then you also, an exception is you don't do any payments for merchandise, telegrams, telephone, storage, and similar type of items. You don't give a 1099. I know we get a lot of questions. If you do have anything specific, I really would like to go into it more, because it's a case-by-case basis if it doesn't go in the general bucket. So we really would be happy to do any additional podcasts on this. Thank you.